today. Can I take that back? To talk, to speak with you, and also because I think it's really important that we have events like this in Canada. Those of us who've been in cybersecurity for a while, we've all been used to going to the US for all these events. And I think it's really important as we build the Canadian cybersecurity community and industry that we have these events locally. So big round of applause for the next organizers for hosting this and creating this event. And as part of that sharing and collaborating, I'd like to chat with you about reinventing help desk caller verification. This was a problem that I was actually exposed to first in Edmonton. So we were working for one of Edmonton's largest credit unions. I won't say their name, but you might figure it out. And we had implemented multi-factor authentication for their online banking. And as a result of that, the VP of Risk, who was quite visionary, asked us a great question. He said, is there anything identity could do for the help desk? Because he foresaw the problem that we've now all probably seen a lot in the news, where a bad actor will impersonate someone to the help desk to get a password reset, to get MFA reset, and maliciously gain access. And so I think it's important that we reinvent help desk verification. We can no longer rely on legacy security questions. I come to this problem with a lot of identity experience. I've been in the industry for 25 years. And as founder and CEO of TechJutsu, I work with Tony, who's here with me today. So why is the phone the new entry point? Anyone having ideas? You want to shout them out?
Because everybody uses it for two-factor authentication.
Yes, everyone uses the phone. And we have kind of an emotional connection to the phone because it's been the trusted device for so long. For myself, I remember, caller ID thinking that was like the ultimate caller verification. And yet now caller ID is easily spoofed. Of course, when I thought that, it was back in the 80s, and I also thought it was a good idea to backcoat my hair into this big claw. Fortunately, that was pre-social media, so there are no pictures, and those that existed have been burned. But now we're seeing more and more in the news that the help desk is an entry point. And I think that's because we've done, as cybersecurity professionals, such a good job of securing the online experience that bad actors are now looking for the easy way in. And too often that easy way in is with that nice, helpful person who's getting paid minimum wage to take your call and can be easily manipulated with the sound of a crying baby or by you intimidating them with a big fake title that might get them fired to doing whatever you want them to do. So some of the breaches in the news, I think the big one everyone seems to remember was MGM. So bad actors phoned MGM. They had researched their employees on LinkedIn, found out their titles, who they reported to, went on Facebook, found out the answers to their security questions because they put up pictures of Floofy, their dog, and so they could answer, what's your dog's name? They had a picture of their first car, so they could answer that question. And they gained access to MGM. And they were able to elevate that access to gain access to the system that controls access to rooms. So for 3 days, no one could get in their MGM room, which was a little embarrassing for MGM and cost them about $100 million when all was said and done. More recently, Clorox got hacked, so bad actors there phoned up the help desk and said, hey, what's the password? Very helpful help desk, told them. So Clorox is now suing their own outsourced help desk for being too helpful. And that's a shame because we do want people to be helpful, but we need to have some sort of technical control to make sure they're being helpful in a secure way. Closer to home, WestJet was hit with a similar attack, as was Suncor. I'm told in Suncor, not only did they gain access via the help desk, but as Suncor was rebuilding, and we're all on a Teams call to talk about the rebuild, the bad actors joined the team call. And they only figured it out because there were two people on the call with the same name, one being the bad actor and one being the actual person. So impersonation is a huge problem. And the organizations that are taking advantage of this, there's several bad actor groups. Scattered Spider is the most famous, but Shiny Hunters has also been very active. And they're really specializing in these techniques and honing them. It's a skill in the bad actor world to, research someone, impersonate them to the help desk, and then ask for some type of access. And organizations need to be concerned, because not only is it, the easy way in, it's the way that gives bad actors the most access to socially engineering people. Again, those, people on the frontline help desk, and I've been there. I started my career on the help desk. We're all taught to be helpful. And this is a problem that's being warned about by our own RCMP, as well as by the FBI, American Cyber Defense Agency, so it's very well known and well understood at this point. But it gets scarier. Now we have AI. So AI can mimic anyone's voice with a 3-second sample. Does anyone's bank use voice verification?
And I do a podcast, so.
Yeah, perfect example. So samples of your voice are everywhere. We even had one of our wealth management clients phone us, and they said they were getting bad actors who were, on video calls, not only impersonating someone's voice, but their entire image. And the only reason they figured it out is these bad actors, even though they were sophisticated enough to mimic someone's image and voice, had the same background for every call. And they started to wonder why all their rich clients were calling from the same room. So let's take a look at how this plays out. I'd like to share with you a cautionary tale of banks using voice verification, which, by the way, all the big 5 Canadian banks are.
Once upon a time in a faraway land, there was a happy clown named Ron.
Hi, I'm world famous happy clown Ron Cranks. What a great day.
Unfortunately, not everything was perfect in Ron's happy world. Someone took a sample of his voice and used generative AI to create a fake recording.
Thank you for calling 3 Ring Bank. How can I help you today?
I'm Ron Cranks. Please reset my online banking password.
Before he knew what was happening, Ron was penniless. Without money to pay the bills, he quickly became a sad clown.
I'm so sad. I'm the saddest clown there ever was.
What's the moral of our little tale? It's simple. Don't become a sad clown. Protect yourself and your callers with Caller Verify.
So kind of a funny poke at that, but we basically took a sample of Tom Hanks' voice and made that video, and we could have called up his help desk if I knew where he banked and probably taken control of his bank account. But the future of help desk isn't human. As we all know, AI agents are becoming more and more prevalent. So big ITSM companies such as ServiceNow now have help desk AI agents. So as we're interacting with these agents and asking them to reset our MFA or a password or give us some access, how do we interact with them in a way that they know and verify we are who we say we are? Again, we've established that knowledge-based authenticators like security questions are insufficient, and we've established that the what you are in terms of your biometrics, your voice, or your likeness is also not sufficient. So I would assert that we have to move to something you have, such as your existing MFA registration tied to your phone, not a phishing, or definitely don't use a phishing resistant, or use a phishing resistant factor, such as a TOTP code or a YubiKey, not just an SMS. But I think that's really the future in terms of verifying you are who you say you are. So we'll take a look at how that might work.
It's 8:55 a.m. I have a board meeting in 5 minutes, and I just realized I'm locked out of my account. Usually, this is a nightmare. I'd have to call the help desk, wait on hold, answer security questions, and pray I get in before the meeting starts. But today, I'm not calling anyone. Watch this. I click on the ServiceNow virtual agent, and it immediately recognizes I need help. It confirms my email to start the security check. And look at that. It pulled every registered MFA factor I have in Okta. Push, FastPass, even my security key. I'm going to choose the TOTP option for my Galaxy S25. I just open my Authenticator app, type in the 6-digit code, and hit send. Verified instantly. Now that I'm secure, I can actually do what I need to do. I'll ask for a temporary password to get back online right now. There it is, password reset, and the system automatically logged an incident ticket for the audit trail. I'm back in. And just like that, I made my 9 a.m. No stress, no downtime, and 0 calls to the help desk.
So as you can see there, again, we're verifying with something we have, not something we know, because unfortunately the something we know is now everywhere. Most of us are posting and have to post, because of our careers, videos of ourselves that have our voice, our likeness, a lot of information about ourselves that used to be secret. People used to not know what your mother's maiden name is, but now she's probably got it on Facebook to find her high school friends, and you're connected with her, and you're posting pictures of you and your mom. So it's just very easy for bad actors to do the research they need to answer those knowledge-based authenticators. But not everyone's ready for AI help desk agents yet. So for most organizations, they're still using real humans and real ITSMs, be it ServiceNow, Jira, Zendesk. So let's take a look at how that might work.
We will show a positive use case where a legitimate caller contacts the help desk for a password reset.
Hi, I am calling because I have been locked out of my bank account and I need some help resetting my password.
Sure, no problem. 1 second while I create a service ticket for you.
First, we start by creating an incident in ServiceNow and provide a description outlining the reason for the call.
Can I get your full name so I can look you up?
Sure, it is Michelle Pina.
Thank you. I have found you in our system. Before we can give you access, I will need to verify your identity.
Caller Verify is embedded in the ServiceNow application and is located on the top right-hand corner. Clicking on the button will open Caller Verify. Caller Verify will automatically look up the user based on the information entered in the ticket. The help desk agent will be able to see information about the caller, their status, the factors they have enrolled, and perform several actions. By clicking the action button, the agent can view the user's profile in Okta, manage the caller's factors, reset the caller's password, and verify the caller. After clicking Verify Caller, the agent is presented with all the factors the user has enrolled in within Okta.
Do you have your phone handy?
Yes, I do.
I will send you a push notification to your phone with Okta Verify. When you get that notification, please click the number 27.
The caller will receive a push notification on their phone.
Oh, wow. I see a push notification. I'm clicking the number 27.
Great. I see that you have accepted the notification and you are now verified in our system. Let's submit your ticket and get your password reset.
Under More Actions, there is an option to open Caller Verify again. When Caller Verify is open, we can reset the password. We can generate a random password or send a self-service reset email for the user.
There you go, Michelle. I've sent the reset link to your recovery email, the personal email we have on file. Once you get it, just click the link to finish resetting your password.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks so much. That could not have been any easier.
As you can see, we're able to resolve the issue right away with increased security and reduced average call handle time, all while providing a great caller experience, thanks to Caller Verify.
And of course, many of us are in large organizations where you still don't get to talk to a human, but they're also not ready for AI yet. So many organizations, such as our banks, are using some sort of automated telephony system. CX1 is one such example, but there are many where you're speaking to some non-human in a flow that I usually end up yelling at them, going, "Person, please," but that is primarily our experience. So let's take a look at how the secure verification using the something you have, your existing MFA registration, be it through or Okta or Auth0 or whatever your identity provider is, works within an automated telephony system.
All right. Our integration adds the following capabilities to CX1. Caller lookup enables using information about the caller, fetched directly from the user's records, to control the call experience and even personalize it. Powerful verification using MFA enables using your choice of the factors set up for the user, or even letting them make the choice during the call. Common operations such as unlocking the caller's account or resetting their password can now be handled automatically if required. We took the hard work out of integrating CX1 with Caller Verify. Simply insert our functionality into your existing processes as needed. On the right, we can watch what the caller sees on their mobile device, while the actual CX1 flow is shown on the left.
Thank you for calling your friendly neighborhood bank. Jennifer, press 1 to pre-validate and reduce your wait time. Press 0 or wait on the line for a representative.
Here we have already looked up the caller using their phone number. We were able to personalize the greeting because Caller Verify provided their first name. Since Caller Verify has already provided CX1 with the factors configured for this caller, we can let them select their preferred option.
Please select a verification method. Press 1 for Okta Verify Push. Press 2 for Google Authenticator. Push verification selected. Please confirm the notification to continue.
The entire push verification process was handled by a provided component. Simply drop it in.
You have been verified and are placed in the pre-verified callers queue.
Our caller's verification was successful, and we have saved everyone's time. You have now seen how Caller Verify can give your users a better experience. With Caller Verify, your callers can use the same MFA factor they use on their online and mobile experiences when they call your call center or help desk for a unified verification experience.
So the kind of outcomes we can get with this verification is one, a much better caller experience, because you're not being asked 20 questions. I think Visa once asked me the anniversary of the date of my first Visa card, and I was like, what? I don't remember the anniversary of people I've dated, so I don't know how I was supposed to remember that. Of course, as security professionals, we all want the reduced risk of someone being impersonated, because we're using the something they have, which is harder, especially for bad actors in different countries, to access. And what we didn't expect, but was reported back to us by clients we've implemented this for, was a better call center agent experience. So call center agents get yelled at a lot, usually because they're asking people questions they don't know about themselves. I got to see this firsthand. I was at my parents', and my father, who's 82, and that generation of man that if he didn't know something, he takes it really personally. And his credit union asked him a question about himself, and he didn't know the answer. And at first he was confused and frustrated, but after they kept asking him question after question about how much did you spend at community natural foods, and questions he couldn't answer, I could see the vein coming out on his head. It was starting to have a heartbeat of its own. And he got really frustrated, and unfortunately took some of that out on the call center agent, which is embarrassing, but it was also a bad experience on both ends. So if we can eliminate that friction, and I think that's really the sweet spot in cybersecurity, is if we can make something more secure and less frictionful. It's just a much better experience for everyone involved. And then, of course, that unified verification experience. But what about the other side? Many of us are getting calls from CRA or your bank, and you wonder if it's really the bank. How do we verify the organization?
Caller ID spoofing is at an all-time high. When your phone rings, how do you know it's really your bank on the line and not a fraudster trying to steal your account details? Trust needs to be a two-way street. Introducing Org Verify, reverse verification for Salesforce.
Good afternoon. Am I speaking with Palav? This is Sarah calling from Friendly Neighborhood Bank. We noticed a suspicious transaction of $5,000 on your account, and I need to verify your details immediately to freeze it.
Whoa, hold on. You called me. I'm not giving you my personal details over the phone. For all I know, you are a scammer using a spoofed number.
I'm glad you asked, love. We take your security seriously. Let me verify my identity to you using Org Verify. I'm clicking the Verify Organization button in my Salesforce console right now. I've generated a secure code V3120. Go ahead and enter it into your Org Verify portal.
Okay, I'm looking at the app now. Typing the code V3120. Wow, okay, you really are from the bank.
Thank you. My Salesforce screen just turned green, so we are verified. Now that we have established trust, let's go ahead and stop that fraudulent transaction.